Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last week of the Russian Premier League, match day number 30 and the final match of the Premier League competition. Zenit St. Petersburg faced off at home against Rostov, and another big match to keep an eye on. Krasnodar were facing off against Dynamo Moscow, the most important match of the season for Zenit, but Zenit also had to get their victory done. So here we go. Let's get straight into it. So much to react. What a end of the season. What a end of the Premier League campaign. And there's so much to talk about. There's so much to discuss. And I think we have some mixed emotions here as Zenit fans. We're not too happy with how the season has been played off. We still have one more match left before our season finishes. We are in the finals for the Kubok Russian Cup, who we will be facing off against Baltika, and this will be our final match of the 2023 and 2024 season. Let's focus on the match of Zenit and Rostov, since it is Zenit, and of course, I'm going to talk about Zenit all video long, but the juicy match is Krasnodar versus Dynamo Moscow. So, Zenit versus Rostov, the match 2-1, we got the victory, we did our job, and it started very slow. We gave away a very bad goal once again. Our struggles has continued all the way until the final season of the Premier League. This is unacceptable. Honestly, I know we won the match, and I know that we are champions. So I will get into that very, very soon. I know we are champions once again, but these defensive struggles are unacceptable, and next season it has to be improved. So I will get into my reaction for next season and what we need to add and what we need to improve. But our defensive struggle once again continues, and the clean sheets have been a struggle, and we give away very, very bad goals. But eventually our match, I mean, yes, despite our defensive struggle, we had a very good match. We had a good recovery, scored a very strong penalty, and then Artur, I think it was a deflection from the defender, and the ball went in. But even I would say it's the mistake of the goalkeeper. He was too soft on the ball. But Artur Victor, game calls game and wins the game for Zenit. The emotions were rising through the roof, and the fans, our Zenit fans, they were very, very filled with emotions, filled with excitement, and we are kind of happy to call ourselves champions once again, 6 times in a row now that we have won the Russian Premier League, and we are champions of Russia 6 times in a row. The fifth times I accepted, we had put some very strong season. Even last year when we were champions, we had a strong year. This year, though, I will be honest, as I am happy to be champions. It is football, and we deserve it. I mean, we got the points needed. We won the championship, and it's not the most cleanest of ways. I do agree that a lot of the Russian fans, they're saying that Krasnodar, Dynamo Moscow deserved it, but we got our job done, and we got the victory when it was needed. So by the points, even though it's a point difference, it's very unfair to the other clubs. It is still our trophy, since we got the right amount of points and we got the most victories. So Dynamo Moscow versus Krasnodar, all Dynamo Moscow had to do was win, and they actually lost 1-0 against Krasnodar. I honestly, my reaction, I was really shocked. I was honestly very, very shocked. I could not believe that Dynamo Moscow and Krasnodar, they had so many chances to take the lead. Not just this week, but in the last, 2-3 weeks, they could have easily taken the lead. They could have easily, actually, if they would have stepped up much early, like 2-3 weeks ago, we could have seen easy the champions of like Russia. We could have seen Dynamo Moscow and Krasnodar very, very easily. But nobody stepped up when it matters. That's why I say that football might not be fair, but results are important. So, I mean, we played our part. We did everything we could. We played some very terrible football. So you cannot blame us. We try to do everything we can to put as much points as we can. Obviously, we're not gonna come today and lose on purpose, even though we don't deserve it. We're gonna come in and win every single opportunity we get. We're not gonna come in and be like, oh, we're just gonna give the championship to Krasnodar or Dynamo Moscow. You have to deserve it. So we got our victory done, and when it mattered, we won. Dynamo Moscow didn't. I mean, I know, I understand the frustration. Even I believe that it's really unfair. I'll repeat. I'll repeat myself once again that it is unfair that Zenit we are champions, but we got the results when we needed, and Dynamo Moscow they choked. I mean, not just this week, but also in the last 2 3 weeks, like I've said. So we are champions. Congratulations to everybody. We are very, very happy. 2 years that I've been a fan, and 2 years I've seen my club win a championship. So I'm really happy and delighted, and it's a blessing for me to see my club win. And but this year was very, very difficult. I still believe that the quality of our squad, we are indeed lucky. I do feel like we don't deserve to be champions, but I mean, like I said, results are results, points are points. You cannot change the rules. We have more points than them. We deserve to be champions. But I do understand the frustration of every Russian fans. But even there's many Zenit fans like me who are very fair, who love some good football, and when we see what we see, we are very truthful. But we're champions, so congratulations to Zenit. We got the job done, and we won when we needed to win. And strong performance by everybody. Gustavo Mantuan, what a penalty! Artur Victor Guimaraes, what a goal as well, game winner. And Douglas Santos, Casiera, Sergiev, Kovalenka, Vasiliev, Pedrinho, Alip, so many players I could name that was instrumental this season. And but we have to improve. I cannot stress this enough. We're not a championship quality team. Like if we look at our squad at the moment, going into next season, we have to improve at all three levels. Now, there's also another report after that we won the championship for 5 years now. Sergei Simak has signed a 5 year contract, so his contract will be signed all the way until the end of 2030, if I'm not wrong. So he will be staying long term. I am not a fan of that. I am not a fan of Sergei Simak. He plays a very bland, very boring football recently. But I will give him the chance to redeem himself. We are 6 time champions in a row for a reason. You know, we have won 6 champions with a 6 championship with Sergei Semak, and you know Zenit now are 11 times champions. Some good trophies in our name. We keep adding some more trophies into our cabinets, and you know we are building our history. And these 6 championships were brought on by Sergei Semak. So we appreciate the history that he's brought us. We appreciate the trophies that he brought us. Obviously, in my eyes, I liked Sergei Semak way more when he first started with Zenit. But in the last 2 years, but especially 100% this year, his game style has really dropped, and the style of football that he plays and his game plans, his tactics are unfortunately very, very boring and bland to watch. Like sometimes I just don't like watching Zenit, not because I'm a big fan of Zenit. I love Zenit, but sometimes, man, like every time I look at Sergei Simak, often I'm just like, what is this? Like this isn't even proper football. Like literally, like, I think what match it was. I forgot what match it was. It was like very, very recently. It was like, I think 2 weeks ago. And it was one of the most boring matches I've ever seen. I think it was against CSK Moscow. I think it was the second leg. It was such a boring match. And, I finally found a link to watch the match live. And I totally regretted it. It was so boring. There was no actions. There was no shot on goal. Even though, yes, we won, but we were already winning on the aggregate. So yes, we are advancing to the Kubok Russian Cup, but the second leg was just so boring. I was like, how is that even football? That's like I've seen better football in a high school. I've seen better football even in a primary school, like whatever, like kids from like 5 to 10 years old in the school garden play better football, more passionate, more action than that. That was just unacceptable the way we played football. So all season long, we have so much struggles and we have so many moments like that. Not just one time. It happened many times where I got bored of the football that was played by Sergei Simak. So that's why I'm not a fan of his signature. I understand why the management would trust Sergei Simak. First of all, he's an experienced manager. He has brought us a lot of trophies from Russian Super Cup, from Russian Kubok Cup to winning the leagues, like winning the league 5, 6 times in a row. That's some big accomplishment that he has done. But we cannot look behind. We have to look in the front. We have to look at where is his game style leading towards. And from what we have seen this season, it looks like it is on a decline. Now, we're gonna give him a chance and see if he can completely change our mind and completely change the style of play, because it needs to be changed, like 100%. Like there's no but, if, maybe. No, it has to be changed, or else he has to be sacked. It's that simple. I cannot tolerate 2 years in a row of boredom football. That's unacceptable. I don't know if you guys agree with me. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree that if once again this season we have the same season as this year, we have to sack Sergei Simak. A lot of Zenit fans are actually saying he should have been sacked this year. I kind of agree with that, but I am willing to give him an extra year. Now with the squad, lastly with the squad and the players, a lot of players needs to be sold, and not a lot of players need to be bought. Now I cannot make a list right now, but I can say on top of my head. Oh yeah, so I will add. I forgot one thing. Wendell's goal, like I know it's offside, but that was actually insane. But it will not change my mind. But the things that I will say is players like Wendell, even Claudinho. I'm not sure about him confidently, but Wendell, Barrios, Claudinho, Alip, maybe. I'm thinking about him. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to analyze his play, but there's so many players like Claudinho, I'm not sure. Alip, I'm not sure. Douglas Santos, I'm not sure. But Wendell, Barrios, they need to be sold. There's a few other players that need to be sold, but even Alip and Claudinho, I have to think about them and see if they need to be sold as well. But at least 5, 6, 7 players that we have in our squad need to be sold, and we need to bring in more Russians from our academy. We have to develop our academy and bring in more Russians, because we're spending too much money on foreigners and not developing our own players. It is good short term, but long term, it is not good for our academy. It will destroy our academy eventually, slowly but surely. So we got to be really, really careful being a powerhouse in football, being a powerhouse in Russia. We cannot make this mistake. We cannot destroy our academy. We still have a strong academy. I could give you guys a very good example, like a few examples, matter of fact. 3 players that come into my mind right away that have improved very massively recently, and two of them, one of them is sold, one of them is on loan, and then one of them is a regular starter at Zenit now. And 3 good examples that have come. I think One of them, I'm not sure if he came from our academy. I may be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. But all three of them, if they are, I know two of them, I'm sure. The other one, I'm not really sure about. But it's three very good examples of players who have developed very, very well, and with their respective teams, they're playing some very good football. But we sold one of them, but he still came through our academy. Now these three players are Dmitry Vasiliev. He is a product of our academy. Then we have Arsen Adamov. I think he was playing with the, if I'm not wrong, I think he's playing with Arinburg. And he has played a fantastic season with Arinburg, very confident, and you could see that he has improved a lot. And then we sold another player of ours very recently, Daniela Kozlov with Baltika, who we will play against him once again in the cup final, for the Russian Kubok, for our final match of the season. And he has developed so well. He has become such a confident player, very good goal scorer that he has become for Baltika, and he was our academy player until now. We recently sold him. That is a big mistake in my eyes. He's gonna be a very good player, very confident player. So we definitely made a mistake. But we have so many players. I can think about uh, recently. I remember Baranovsky this season he has started, but not enough matches. We have to trust our youngsters. There's so many players that are willing to play for Zenit, for the senior team. So yes, I understand that if you want instant success, you have to go for foreigners since they're more developed, they're more mature, they have better leagues and better competition over there, so they have more confidence. But the focus should be towards our academy and developing young Russian future superstars. You need to develop our very own, and you need to focus and try to give them more time smartly. Like, I'm not trying to tell them to put all of our youngsters for a cup match, but I'm saying that matches, like let's say against teams like who are facing like relegation, or against teams that are a little weaker, or clubs that it doesn't mean much. Like let's say we have like a 10-point lead and we can afford some losses, then I do feel like have some confidence in our youngsters and then push them towards, like give them more playing time and even start them, so they can have a boosted morale, they can have a boosted confidence. So then they will get some game time, and they will just keep improving, and sooner or later you will see that they will become club legends. But this is one of our biggest mistakes. Defense, defense needs to be improved. Defense needs to be improved. Management needs to be improved. Game gameplay, game style, etc. Anything that has to do with the the formations, the style of the play needs to be improved. And most importantly, we need to bring some more players in. We need to sell. We need to do a lot of changes in the club for next season. We cannot continue with the same squad. There needs to be some lot of changes. But defense is where my focus is at. Defense is where my number one focus is at, and then alongside with the coaching. These are my two biggest improvements that need to be done. I know we just bought Irakovic this at the beginning of the season. Irakovic has been amazing from Serbia. Also Nino from, I think, Brazil, if I'm not wrong. Two big additions, but we need more. We need, actually, if we can get somebody from another club from Russia, it would have been amazing. Somebody who we know about the age of like 23, 24, 25, who is mature, who has confidence, who has a big body, physical player, but also understands the style of the Russian Premier League, understands the league and its intensity. That would be very ideal for us, to be honest. But I know a lot of the clubs will be very hesitant to sell. I mean, they're still talented, so it will be difficult. But I think Zenit, we could make them good offers, and we definitely need to sell those players because we cannot bring them if we have all these players. We're gonna have I think there's a limit on the squad, so we need to sell and we need to buy. That's it. So spasiba to all. See you at the last match. I know it's a longer video. I do apologize, but I thank you all for your cooperation. I thank you all for giving me your time, and see you all at the next final match of 2024. the Russian Kubok Cup against Baltika. It will be amazing. Let's see if we are able to beat Baltika. I think Baltika will do everything they can to finish their season strong. I know they're currently in the relegation battle, but they will be coming with a lot of hunger, a lot of determination. So we cannot sleep. Let me tell you that we cannot be unfocused. I mean, yes, we are champions. A lot of guys will be smoking cigars, drinking alcohol. So we need to stay focused. And if we lose, is due mainly because we partied too hard. And it will be really, it's still frustrating. I mean, they're supposed to be professionals. You can party later. The season is almost done. There's only one match left anyway. So I don't know why they would put a bad performance. They still deserve to be criticized if they do put up a bad performance. So spasiba to all. Spasiba for watching my video. I wish you all a good night. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye. До свидания. Slava Zenit.